It is time for the biggest party of the wrestling summer. It's time for me to come out of hibernation. Let's do my Summerslam predictions. Also, the dog is here. Good boy.
Hello.
And welcome to Ricky on Wrestling. All right, Summerslam predictions video. Let's go. Roman's excited. This is Roman, by the way. And yes, we did name him Put Your Ones Up after the great Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him, acknowledge the dog by giving this video a like. That would be great. And actually, before we get to my predictions, I do want to say that for the first time ever, I will be live streaming my reactions to a WWE PLE/pay-per-view. Hello. Over on Twitch, twitch.tv/onneeds. I'll put it right here. I'll be going live about half an hour before kickoff, or before the kickoff of the show, not before the kickoff of the kickoff show, which they do. Half an hour before SummerSlam goes live, I will be live, twitch.tv/onneeds. Again, right here. I'll put it here. There'll be a link somewhere in the description of this video. And yeah, we'll try out live streaming my reactions to SummerSlam. And let's be real, I'm probably only doing it to farm clips for TikTok. But that's fine. Anyway, we're here. We're doing predictions. Let's go. Let's start with night number one. Match, potentially number one. I have no idea. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. The loser has to say that the winner was right. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to this feud, but I feel like there's two ways they can go with this. Way one is the interesting way, which is Karrion Kross winning, Sami admitting that he was wrong, or the way that I predict they're going to go, and that is Sami Zayn winning and Karrion Kross having to predict that he's wrong, because they seem so intent on not letting Sami develop much as a character, and Karrion Kross just being cool and aloof and hanging about and saying cool shit, but then they're not really doing anything with him and progressing that in any way. Like, so far, he hasn't been proven right with any of the wrestlers that he's sort of gotten into the ear of and started, like, you know, trying to bend them to his will, the puppet master. None of that. So I kind of wish this was the time that they would do it and have Karrion Kross win here and have Sami sort of change his attitude and sort of maybe have to think about who he is as a person, as he is as a character. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think Sami's going to win. Karrion Kross, I wish they'd push the dude because he's cool. People love him. So, yeah. Next match for the women's tag team titles. We have the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez going up against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I feel like we're going to have a title change here just because, and I say this every time I do predictions where the Judgment Day is involved, and it's like, this is when they're going to break up. This is where it all falls apart and it all comes crashing down, and it never happens. But by God, it's going to happen this time, I swear. I swear. This time, it's going to happen. Again, I feel like the cracks need to start to form here because it eventually has to all come crashing down, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe they'll just be the longest lasting faction of all time, and we're just stupid for thinking they were ever going to break up. I don't know. But Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss are my winners for this match, I think. Next match, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Bron and Bron Security. Seth Rollins, J&J Security just came to mind. Bron and Bron Security. Have they done that yet on TV? I don't think that they have. But yeah, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker in a tag team match. Again, my brain is like, there's two ways they could do this. The right way and the way they're going to do it. The right way is giving Bron and Bron Security a win. A really big win. You want to solidify Bron Breakker as the new leader of this little faction while Seth Rollins is out, and we'll get to Seth Rollins in a sec. But while he is out, then he needs to prove that he is a winning kind of guy. He's not just the big dog. He actually wins matches, and beating Roman Reigns and Jey Uso at SummerSlam would go a long way to proving that. And clearly this is the guy that they were going to like strap the rocket to once Seth turns on them, or they turn on Seth. I don't know what the long-term plan is or was, but it was like, this clearly is like the Bron Breakker vehicle. It's Seth Rollins at the top, but it's the Bron Breakker vehicle to push him to the fucking moon. And Seth's out of the picture, so we've had to push him to the moon a little bit quicker than they thought, but that's what should happen. What is going to happen is that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are going to win this match because at SummerSlam, And probably because of what's going to happen in a later match later in the night, they should win, but Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are going to win. All right, next up, this match is currently up in the air, potentially somewhere over the Atlantic. It's Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Drew McIntyre, who knows if he's making it to SummerSlam? We don't know. He's in England on a plane right now. Who's to say? I don't know. He doesn't know. WWE doesn't seem to know. They can't get him on a flight, but he needs to get back here. I don't know what's going to happen if he doesn't. I'm sure they'll figure something out. They'll get someone to take his place. Top of my head, I got nothing off the top of my head. I don't know. But Logan, because who likes Logan Paul? No one likes Logan Paul. Logan Paul by himself. I mean, the most heel move would be it's Logan Paul and Travis Scott taking on Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. That's not a bad idea. But apparently Travis Scott has had this massive falling out with WWE, and that why did WrestleMania have to happen that way? We're not talking about the past. We're moving on. If this match does take place, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll win because it's Randy Orton and it's Jelly Roll, and fuck Logan Paul, and also Drew McIntyre might be there. If Drew McIntyre doesn't show up, the machinations of how they get someone else into this match, Logan Paul needs to find a friend, perhaps. Randy Orton still wins. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll still win. Did I mention fuck Logan Paul? Penultimate match of the night, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. I think this is the time. Strap Jade Cargill up. Give her the belt. Give her the win. The Tiffany Stratton Championship experiment has been fine, but I feel like we need a bit of a refresh. And it is SummerSlam. This is the mid-season refresh. A lot of titles tend to change hands here. A lot of stories tend to get set up here. So I just get the feeling how far Jade Cargill has come as an in-ring performer on the microphone, all that stuff that goes into being a champion in WWE. She's starting to tick all of those boxes and looks like $1 million. And I would kind of love to see her pick up the belt and as a go out there and prove you are who you say you are kind of title reign. Just be like, let her go do that. Because I think she has the ability to do that. So I'm all for it. Love Tiffany. I think she's had a good run. But I think throwing this little curveball in might be the way to go. And finally, your presumed main event of the evening, Gunther versus CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Okay. Let's talk quickly about Seth Rollins and his injury or injury. I don't think this is a work. I think he's actually just injured. I don't believe they could have kept it this quiet for this long if it was a work. I think it would have come out that it ain't legit. So, in saying that, I think CM Punk gets a clean win here. CM Punk wins clean. I think you just have to give him a belt. I would have loved him to take the belt off John Cena. I knew that was never going to happen, but I would have loved to have seen it. I mean, wouldn't it be a beautiful full circle moment for the last belt that CM Punk ever holds in WWE, and this probably will be the last belt he ever holds in WWE, to be the same kind of secondary, you're a world champion, but you're not a world champion because John Cena has the other belt, kind of world champion that he started off as. He won the World Heavyweight title after cashing in Money in the Bank. That was his first world title. But at the time, I think it was Cena or it was like Orton or Edge or someone or Undertaker. Someone more important had the WWE title. And that's why Punk never felt like a big deal because he had the secondary title. And wouldn't it just be kismet? Wouldn't it just be a beautiful rounding out of his entire career to hold that same kind of belt? I want him to have the WWE title. He's probably never going to have the WWE title. But it'd be cool to have him win the World Heavyweight title. So, yeah, CM Punk wins. If Seth is actually not injured and this is all a work and a grand ploy, he either wins and gets cashed in on, or Seth just comes in and cashes in on Gunther and throws Punk out of there. I don't know. But I'm standing firm by the fact that Seth Rollins is injured. This isn't a work. CM Punk wins the belt off of Gunther Closing out night 1, everyone goes home happy. Alrighty, moving on to night 2 of SummerSlam. We're kicking off things with a ladder match, the White Six as champions against Andrade and Rey Fenix versus DIY versus Fraxium versus Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits in a 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I think the Street Profits should win it back. I love the Street Profits. I think they're awesome. I think a ladder match suits their style the best. Ladder matches suit them the best. But the White Six can probably inflict the most damage with said ladders. So, I don't know. This is going to be a lot of carnage and a lot of fun. This is what I wanted to happen at WrestleMania. Is there to be like a triple threat ladder match. I think was my pitch. Or 3 or 4 teams. They didn't do it. They're doing it here. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not sad that I missed out on a ladder match at WrestleMania. It's okay. I'm not mad about it. But yeah, Street Profits win. I don't know. Because. Next up, Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Dominic Mysterio retains because he should, because he's awesome. Give him all the belts. I know he was recently in AAA. Give him their world title. Send him to CMLL. I don't give a shit if they got a partnership with AEW. Send him there. Let him win that title. Send him to Pro Wrestling Noah. Send him to DDT Pro. Send him everywhere. Send him to NXT. He's already been to NXT. Send him to TNA. Is the X Division still a thing? Have him win that title. I want to see Dominic Mysterio draped in gold. Of all of these secondary titles, of which the Intercontinental Championship very much is in WWE, just draped out in just secondary mid-title championships. That would be sick. But yeah, he gets the win here. Pretty sure AJ stood tall in the go-home, so go-home math, Dominic wins. I think it'll be a good match. I'm really hoping that it is much better than AJ's match with Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Can't imagine it being any worse. Next up, we have Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title inside of a steel cage. And I don't know if I've ever said it on here, on this channel before, but I hate steel cage matches. I think they suck. And as always, with WWE, we know the formula. The minute you put a cage around something, that means people are going to get in the cage. And there's so many members of the Bloodline or Timu Bloodline or Bad Bloodline or Good Bloodline, I can't keep track anymore, that people are going to get in the cage, around the cage. Stuff's going to happen. There'll probably be a returning Tamatonga, I believe, is yet to return. It's just going to be a clusterfuck, and I can't wait because Jacob Fatu is awesome, and I'll watch him do anything, even if it's a steel cage match. And I hate steel cage matches, but I can almost guarantee you he's going to moonsault off the top of that cage. And I feel like he could land on his feet outside the ring. Like, that's how you win the match. Instead of standing up there and he moonsaults back into the ring and takes people out. I just feel like he could do this because he's just who he is as a person. I feel like he could moonsault off the cage to the outside and land perfectly fine and win the match that way. Are they going to do that? No, because they're cowards, but I think he could do that. Next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title, and there is a stipulation here. No disqualification, no count out, last chance match for the title. If Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for as long as Lynch is the champion. No DQ, no count out. Let's talk about Bayley. Bayley is not here. No DQ means Bayley will get involved in the match. This would be the first SummerSlam that she has never been a part of as long as she's been in WWE, and I feel like they're not going to let that streak continue because obviously she got kind of pushed out of WrestleMania, which kind of sucked, and I don't want her to miss this. So I feel like she's going to get involved in this match in some way. Where her allegiances lie, standard math is going to tell you that she's going to take out Becky Lynch to help Lyra Valkyria win, but who knows? They may just be like, let's turn Bayley heel again, and she teams up with Becky to take out Lyra. I don't know, but I get the feeling that Becky is going to lose, Lyra is going to win, and Bayley has some influence over how that happens. Alrighty, triple threat match for the women's World Championship. Naomi, your champion, versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Where have I seen this before? We are kind of retreading the same ground we had at WrestleMania. However, that was the best match on the entire card if you replace Naomi with Bianca Belair. So, not too pissed that we're retreading the same ground here. It's fine. The match that Rhea and Io had at Evolution was fucking awesome. And you throw Naomi, who has been working her ass off ever since the heel turn, is doing some of the best work on the entire roster. This has potential to, again, steal the entire show from everybody on the card. They all have to be looking at this match on the board, on the whiteboard, in the back of Gorilla being like, fuck, we have to, on the same match card, we're screwed. And you are, because they are going to put together probably the match of the night, the match of the weekend. It's going to be sick. I think Naomi is the right choice to retain here. The main event of night 2 of SummerSlam. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Cody Rhodes is going to win. Should Cody Rhodes win? I guess so. I don't know. If you go to my channel right now, there's probably going to be 2 shorts that I do that are going to be why Cody should win and why Cena should win. And if you want my in-depth thoughts, go watch those. I wish that this wasn't the case. I wish that we'd found a way to do this a different way. I honestly wish they had have saved Punk Cena for this. And I wish they were committing fully to the bit of having John Cena go all the way to December with the title as a heel and have Cody win it at whatever the pay-per-view in December is going to be called. They're not doing that. Cody's going to win here. I can see the logic. I can see why they want to do this. It's just not the way I would have done things. It's just not the way I would have done things. It's just not the way that I would have mapped this out in my head. I would have just been like, have it go all the way. If we're going to do it all the way. Do it all the way to December. Have Cena be a heel. Have him get booed in fucking, where are they going next? Paris. Have him get booed in Perth when they come to Australia. Have him get booed in his goddamn hometown before they do a double turn and Cody turns heel and he turns face in that match. That's what I would have done. Double turn. Cena goes out of face, on his back, looking at the lights, as you should. Cody becomes the mega heel that we all know he can be. That's how I would have done it. They're doing it this way. That's fine. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not. I wish things were different, but it is a street fight. There will be shenanigans. I love shenanigans. The Avengers style, like everyone runs in and does stuff, style of match that we've kind of been getting from time to time. I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it happening every now and then. I'm happy with, like, WrestleMania last year. It was cool. This year, not so much. At least we know for sure Travis Scott ain't showing up. That is 100% guaranteed. He is not showing up. Will The Rock show up? Probably fucking not. No, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it, because he's not going to show up. He's not going to fucking show up. Were those my predictions for SummerSlam? They were. I'm a bit all over the shop, not as regimented and, you know, cut and dry as I usually am with these videos, but fuck it. Let's be a little bit weird. Let's be a little bit wacky. So if you did make it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to give me a like, ring the bell, and subscribe. This is scribing. Subscribe, like with a pen. You get it. You're smart. You understand. Twitch.tv/Onneedsa this weekend, half an hour before SummerSlam goes live each day. Twitch.tv/Onneedsa. I'll say it once more. It's right here. There'll be a link in the description. Go and check it out. You can watch me watch SummerSlam. That'd be sick. Yeah, that's it. As always, genuinely appreciate you watching the video. Also, Roman's all tired and tuck it out. He's a sleepy boy. Roman. No, he's out. Oi. Here he is. Hey, Romy. All right, bye.